Okay, so let's take a look at 22. This is called a complex fraction. We're given 4 plus 2 over x over 3 plus 1 over 6. Okay. The first thing you realize is that 4 is the same thing as 4 over 1. And the way that y'all liked me solving this was to use the X-Men rule, which just means I do 4 times x is 4x. Then I do 1 times 2 plus 2. Note I start from the left and I go downwards, and then I go to the bottom and I go to the top. All right, and that order does matter because if it was minus, it would have to matter. In the bottom, we do 1 times x, which is x. The bigger line here. We do the same thing with the bottom. So I'm actually going to draw this with lines because I think it actually makes it clear. X times 6 is 6x. 3 times 1 is 3. And on the bottom you have 3 times 6, which is 18. Okay. From here, what we say is that when you divide, you multiply by the reciprocal. So notice that I flipped the denominator because that is what multiplying by the reciprocal means. And from here, I'm going to take the top and I'm going to factor it so I can see I can take a 2 out of 4 and 2. And if there's not clarity here, realize that if I distributed these values back in, I would get 4x and 2. Okay? On the bottom here, I can factor out a 3. Okay, again, distribute if you're not seeing it. And we're going to look to see if we can cancel anything out. So here we can see 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 1 cancel out. We can also see that 3 goes into 18 6 times. And all I'm left with is 2 and 6 on top and x on the bottom. So I'm left with 2 times 6 over x, which is 12 over x. There's my answer, 12 over x. All right. You're definitely going to see something like this on the final, so please make sure that this is clear. I think this was the agreed upon method that is the clearest towards getting the answer. So, if that makes sense, see you in the next video.